C-SPAN's local content vehicles are traveling the country as we look at some of the most closely contested House races leading up to this November's midterm elections.
Well, it's been a very interesting race for the 6th District Congressional seat. Through the primaries, both parties were hotly contested. Both of the nominees won by just the slimmest margins, and this has been an area that has been dominantly Democrat, and now it looks like it may go Republican. It's been good old-time Southern politics. I mean, it has from the get-go. Standing on the street corner, holding signs, kissing babies, shaking hands, all the things that you can imagine this 6th congressional race has had.
Megan Trotter.
Good to meet you.
We met before, Laura Gwen.
Yeah, it's good to see you. Yes, so I'm running for the seat that Bart Gordon's vacating. I was over here on the square one evening and I harassed everybody, and then I got out and had not eaten any barbecue, so I'm not very good at staying on message, I guess.
I appreciate you so
Really?
much. I do. I do.
Yeah, you do.
Are you just hurt or cold? No, you're just amazing.
Thank you.
Diane Black, she's a state senator. Obviously, she knows politics. She's been around. She's from Murfreesboro. She's a nurse, former nurse. She's been able to use her medical background to appeal the anti-Obamacare, come across as somebody with an alternative to that, somebody who's a mom, a grandma, just very down to earth, a person that the voters can really relate to.
The federal government is spending too much money. They're getting into places that we don't feel that they should be, taking over the banking industry or the car industry or health care or cap and trade, the energy. And so people are just saying, government, stop, slow down, don't spend so much, get out of our lives, stop intruding.
Brett Carter is kind of an unknown. He kind of came out of nowhere. During the Democratic primary, it was pretty much a given that Ben Lemming, who was a military man who had just gotten out of the Marines, who had been in the Navy, was pretty much the shoe-in to win. And then all of a sudden, Brett Carter comes and he edges him for the nomination. People were attracted to kind of his down-home appeal, riding a tractor, connecting with the rural folks, and really just, has been very plain-spoken. Doesn't seem to be a politician per se, just kind of your average Joe who's out there just talking to everybody and just trying to get the vote.
I think the people of this district, they're tired of career politicians. They want some new faces in Washington, and that's what I offer. I have the experience on day one, having an accounting degree, to make sure that the money that we have in Washington is being spent wisely. I'm a veteran who's going to stand up to the special interests who are doing things that are making our economy or stopping our economy from getting turned around. And so I've got the backbone to do what we need to do in Washington.
The district itself is several counties that's included in the Upper Cumberland. With Cookeville pretty much being the hub, you have Murfreesboro as the two largest cities in the district. There's I think 14 and a half counties that are included in District 6. It's always been Democrat. I mean, Bart Gordon was here and he held the position for 26 years. And when he decided that he was going to retire and not run again, it was pretty much a given that a Republican was just going to take over his seat in the House. And so, I think you take somebody like a Brett Carter, who's not a politician, who hasn't really been involved in politics, but said, you know what, I'm a Democrat, and I think I'm going to go ahead and at least try to keep this seat a Democratic seat in Congress. Carter and Black both are trying to disassociate themselves with politics in general and with Washington politics. They're both kind of running on the platform that when they go to Washington, they're not going to be part of the Washington regime. They're going to go up there and try and make a difference for our area. They're both, very similar in a lot of things. As a matter of fact, Brett Carter had a press conference asking for Nancy Pelosi's resignation. So, in doing that, he is trying, as a Democrat, trying to disassociate himself with the Washington Democrats and, focusing on the issues that, people around here, care about, like jobs, Obamacare. I think Diane Black is certainly against that. She wants to go up there and, go through the whole reform, the health care thing all over again. And you don't hear Brett saying a whole lot about that, more on the economics of, let's cut taxes, let's decrease spending. I think they agree on a lot of things, and you don't really hear a whole lot of, back and forth between them so far. We aren't privy to a lot of polls in this area, but I would say that Diane Black, just by looking at the numbers during the primaries and in way of name recognition and momentum, has to have, I would think, at least a 10-point lead on Brett Carter right now. And I mean, he's definitely the underdog, but I think he knows that, and he relishes that role as being the underdog because, like I said, he came out of nowhere. There aren't a lot of people who know him as well as they do her. And the fact that she was in a very nasty primary race with some other Republicans, you got to wonder, is that party, have they come together now? And it's going to be interesting to see who wins it.
C-SPAN's local content vehicles are traveling the country as we look at some of the most closely contested House races leading up to this November's midterm elections. For more information on what the local content vehicles are up to this election season, visit our website, cspan.org/LCV.